US dollar is the most powerful currency that exists today. It's accepted and traded almost everywhere in the world and has shown strong resilience through numerous financial shocks and mounting...
The vast majority of international trade is done in dollars, and it's the currency of choice for central banks hoping to save up.
The dollar is losing its dominance after the US imposed sanctions on Russia for its war in...
Chinese strongman Xi Jinping wants his country to replace the US as the globe's superpower.
The de-dollarization of the world is a major financial event as countries like Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa are collaborating to create an alternative to the US dollar, which has been the global world reserve currency for about a century. To understand the current state of the world reserve currencies, it's important to recognize that the US dollar has not always held this position. Prior to the US domination of this status, there were others that eventually ended, like France, which held the reserve status from 1720 to 1850, followed by Great Britain from 1850 to 1920. However, following World War II and the signing of the Bretton Woods Agreement in 1944, the US dollar became the world reserve currency.
The Bretton Woods system became fully functional. Once implemented, its provisions called for the US dollar to be pegged to the value of gold. Moreover, all other currencies in the system were then pegged to the US dollar's value. The exchange rate applied at the time set the price of gold at $35 an ounce. The Bretton Woods system included 44 countries. Thanks to Bretton Woods, the US dollar was officially crowned the world's reserve currency and was backed by the world's largest gold reserves.
This was due to several factors, including the strength and stability of the US economy and its powerful military and political influence, and also its gold backing ability and its widespread use in the international trade. As a result, other countries trusted the value of the US dollar. In other words, the US has held its world reserve currency status for about 100 years now. According to the current release in July 21, 2022 from the US Bureau of Economic Analysis, the US has around $7 to $8 trillion worth of foreign investment, which means the US foreign investment is more worth than the GDP of Germany, UK and India combined. US dollar's another superpower is its exclusive ability to buy oil. After World War II, the US created the Bretton Woods Agreement, which tied all world currencies to the US dollar. The dollar became extremely powerful until US ran out of money in 1971, and President Nixon announced that dollar would no longer be redeemable for the gold. Instead, it would only redeem more debt.
Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
The rest of the world couldn't go back to their own currency because of the US exclusive right to develop oil from Saudi Arabia, granted in a secret wartime meeting in 1945 by President Roosevelt. This led to the birth of the petrodollar and explains why every US president has cozied up to Saudi Arabia. The three superpowers, stability for trade, becoming an investment powerhouse, and exclusivity to buy oil, gave the US global dominance over the last century. As a result, some countries are now rebelling and forming new alliances to challenge the supremacy of the US dollar. All of these changes have been occurring gradually behind the scenes for a long time. For instance, in 2000, the UN allowed Iraq to sell oil in euros instead of dollars, and by 2007, Iran had completely stopped selling oil in dollars. Russia and China also signed a deal to bypass US dollars. More recently, we have seen China and Saudi Arabia forming a competitor to the petrodollar called the petro yuan. Alliances such as BRICS nation, which represent 31.5% of the world's GDP, are also gaining strength as more countries seek to join. Even Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, has acknowledged the possibility of having more than one world reserve currency and more than one large reserve currency, which has happened in the past. However, there are concerns that the dollar's dominance may be challenged in the future. Economists believe that the US dollar is far from the end of its reign. Even in the scenarios where the dollar may collapse, it is not clear that it is necessarily would collapse. The collapse of the dollar remains highly unlikely, that the dollar may eventually be replaced, but this is likely to occur over an extended period of time and may not happen within our lifetime. And it is essential to keep in mind that all currency eventually rise and fall, and the US dollar is no exception. As we navigate through these uncertain times, it is crucial to stay informed and aware of the developments happening in the world of finance. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video for more content like this.